Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. We're here in our Venus One Stop Talent studio in Los Angeles. And today we have Jason from LA that we are having a podcast. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for inviting me.
No
Your
problem.
office is beautiful and
Thank you
the
very
jacket is amazing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. So Jason, tell me about you, your career. I know you have been doing multiple things like, acting, modeling, and all of that. How do you combine all of this? And
I basically take any job that pays because Los Angeles is very expensive. But I went to school for acting. So I graduated from Florida International University with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Performance. So the goal when I moved out here originally was just acting. The modeling kind of happened by accident because, it's Los Angeles, so when you get here, everybody's like, oh, you have to be in shape to be an actor. And I'm like, do you? Okay, I guess I'll start working out. So I started working out, and then people were like, I want to take pictures of you now. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm a model now. So I kind of always still identify as an actor first, and the modeling is like a happy accident, but it helps to pay the bills also. So it gets a little hectic. I do need a Google Calendar to keep everything in line, because these jobs sometimes are 2 days, 3 days, or you get a day off in between, and then maybe you can fit a modeling gig in there. So it's a balancing act. It's a lot of juggling. It's like, when you have a lot of balls in the air and you're trying to catch them
of course.
all.
And that's why that was my point, to see because a lot of people are just doing modeling and some doing like some singers. And I've seen like singers and models kind of sometimes aligned, but acting also at the same time, which is a great experience, and it takes a lot of gene to do all of these. So, and I congratulate you about.
Thank you. I'm very lucky that I cannot sing. I have no musical ability. I can't play any instruments, so that leaves so much time in my calendar open. Because if I was an actor, singer, and model, I don't know if I could do it. But luckily, I'm tone deaf, according to my college professors. So you're never going to hear me sing, at least not professionally.
Nice. So you grew up in Miami, right?
I did.
And with your background, Cuban and American now, is just how did it basically pursue you to become an actor and what you do?
It's very interesting because I grew up kind of in the middle of two worlds. So I'm first generation Cuban American, which means my parents were born in Cuba. I was one of the first ones born in the United States. So I kind of grew up in between two cultures, in between two languages, in between two countries. So there was always this sense of identity shifting. So I'd go to school in America, an American school, and speak English and behave one way and be proper and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch. So it was kind of like a role that I was playing to fit in with all the English speakers in the school. But then I go home and we're having croquetas for dinner and pan con vite, and then we're speaking Spanish and listening to Spanish music, and we're loud, and I'm speaking with my hands, and it's looser. So that's a different mask that I was putting on at home. So in a way, I kind of have been acting my whole life. And then to add on top of that, growing up as a queer kid also, there's a different element of masking involved there. So there is the straight persona that I'm playing in front of people that I'm not sure if they're accepting. What are they going to do? And then when I'm with my queer friends, I get to be a different side of me. So it almost kind of sounds like I have multiple personality disorder.
Well, acting is you that's why you're an actor. I think that's how it seems like. It's very interesting and fascinating to me because it seems like you just grew up with becoming an actor. It's like a
kind of, and my parents were always supporters of the arts. So my mom growing up in Cuba always wanted to be a dancer, a cabaret dancer, but my grandfather would not let her because they had a horrible stigma because these women were on stage and barely anything, and sometimes they weren't wearing anything, but that was her passion. That's what she wanted to do. So we grew up dancing in my house. We grew up listening to music, singing, putting on plays. just like to entertain each other. We also didn't have a lot of money, and television is expensive, so that's probably what led into that as well. But my family has always been very supportive of the arts. We come from a long line of dancers. My mom's favorite uncle was a dancer at the Tropicana in Cuba.
Oh, Tropicana, yes,
Yeah,
okay.
which is like the biggest open air nightclub. I think in this
That's
hemisphere.
still there?
It's still there. I actually went 2 years ago
Wow.
for the first time.
I always want to go to Cuba. I haven't had a chance yet. So.
Oh, you should go. It's a spectacular experience. Obviously, it's a country that has a lot of issues, and it's poverty stricken, but it's beautiful. The people are incredibly nice. There's music playing on every street. So I feel like the arts is in my blood because of that. Cubans are very artsy people.
Yeah, whoever I met, actually, I've been to Miami multiple times, and a lot of Cuban people are living there, and always had a good experience. I tried a few Cuban restaurants there. I don't remember the name, but it was actually very authentic and, I would say unique in taste.
There is no good Cuban food in Los Angeles. I don't care what
I haven't
tells
heard
you.
anybody that says there's a Cuban, good Cuban. Yeah, I mean, it was just Miami, my experience there.
Yeah,
so.
the Miami Cuban food is, you're like 90 miles from the island. Of course it's going to be fantastic. But not to call out any specific restaurants out here, but there are some that people have been like, you need to go there if you're Cuban. It's amazing. It's not.
No.
It's not authentic. They do a good job. It's not bad food, but it's not like Cuban. You know?
Yeah.
It's missing that humidity in the air.
No, obviously, I get it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have one more question, and then we go to the commercials.
Yes.
So, how is it to be featured on Hacks? And then you got into HBO. So tell us about that.
It was amazing, anxiety ridden. It was a very long process. So I auditioned in November of 2024, I want to say. Then December, they're like, okay, we really like you. We're going to put a pin on him. Can you hold these dates for us? It was like, sure, the dates were in January. Then January 2025 comes around, and the fires happen. So the shoot gets delayed. I'm like, oh no. They're like, we still want him. Please hold these dates in February. Then February comes around, and there was a storm, that big storm where it rained for weeks. And the scene was an outdoor scene. I'm not sure if you saw it, but it was outside on the beach with Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder. So they had to reschedule. They're like, can you hold these dates for March? And meanwhile, I'm like, do I have the job or not? And then I was in the grocery store, and I had completely given up on it. And they called, and they were like, and my agent called, and was like, okay, you're shooting next week. I was like, yes, thank God. Yeah. I got the job. So it was
Fantastic.
Once in a lifetime experience. Gene Smart was amazing to work with, super funny, and a very inclusive set.
Wow, congratulations. Yeah,
thank you.
All right, then we'll come back soon. Hello guys. For a limited time, One Stop Talents Agency is conducting free podcasts in LA area. If you're a model, actors, or singer, go online at One Stop Talents in Instagram and sign up. See you there. Thank you. All right, we are back again, Jason. So you were thinking about, I was just going to ask you tell us about your favorite role so far. I mean, I have a few that, Criminal Minds, Day of Our Lives, Laid Bare, Open to It, or whatever.
Yeah, that
could be hard.
Such a hard question, because there's I like each of them for different reasons. Criminal Minds was my first network job ever on CBS. It was like the biggest thing I ever booked. I was 26. I hadn't booked anything major. I've done a few web series here and there, but I had just moved out to Los Angeles, I think 2 years before that. And I didn't even audition for it. I had auditioned for 6 other roles for that show, and obviously didn't get them. Time had passed, and then my agent at the time called me and was like, you booked Criminal Minds. And I was like, but I auditioned for that 4 months ago. Didn't that? She's like, oh no, they had so many of your auditions already that they're like, let's just give him this one. It's fine. I love that one.
Consistency, and I've been consistent. That's good. Yeah.
Consistency. That's what I tell people all the time. You never know where your job is going to come from. So as long as you keep showing up, you do the work, you're decent, you're a nice human being,
Personable, obviously, yeah.
Personable. The job will come eventually because there's so many different reasons why maybe you didn't get the job. Like I found out one of the Criminal Minds roles I didn't book was because they wanted a blonde kid. I was like, you can dye my hair! You can just dye my hair! But they wanted like a natural blonde. So you never know. But then down the line...
So there's so many people apply in each role. So it's just,
Yes.
it's good. But that's good. I mean, so what else? That was,
I have to say, Laid Bare is really, it's the latest one I just did. It's the most fun I've ever had on set because it's a show on Out TV, which is a queer cable network.
okay.
The whole cast was queer. We all stayed in Palm Springs together while we were shooting it. It was an 11-day shoot in 112-degree weather, so
Oh my God.
it was really rough. The writer-director is a really good friend of mine, and this is the first role that was ever written specifically for me. Because I had been in a show that he made called Demon Hunter a few years prior, back in 2019, and we've been friends ever since. But I kept getting the same roles of like cute, young, gay boy who's a stripper or a go-go dancer or a prostitute. And he was like, you should do something different. And I was like, I would love to. So he's like, I'm going to write a show, and I'm going to write a character that's completely different for you, someone that's a bit more athletic, a bit more grounded, less like campy, and not the comedic relief of the show. So I got to see him write and develop the show for 3 years before he finally sold it and we shot it. So that was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, because how often does that happen? Where you're, as an actor at least, you're with a show from the minute the writer thinks about it to throughout the editing process up until it's released. I don't know if I'd do it again because it was very stressful, because I loved the show so much, and I'm like, what if it doesn't get made? And I say that even though we are doing the same thing right now. But yeah, that will, I feel like that one is my favorite just because of everything that happened behind the scenes.
So which one was the most challenging one? Is it anyone that...
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. Which one was the most challenging? I would say shooting season 2 of Open to It, which is another show on the Out TV network. I work with them a lot. I don't know why they keep hiring me, but I'll take it.
You're the favorite.
I'll take it. I'm glad to be someone's favorite. I was going through a bit of a personal relationship struggle while we were shooting season 2.
Okay.
And my character's arc during the second season was very similar to what I was going through. And I was friends with the writer too, so I don't know if it was intentional. He kind of wrote some stuff in. But basically it was a breakup, and my character was also going through some heartbreak. So it was very challenging to show up on set and basically not act, because I was living it at the same time, and try to put up this wall of like, okay, no, but that's my real life and this is the character. But they're kind of, it's the same issue.
They're playing your role, yeah.
Yeah, so putting up a boundary between my personal life and my professional life was a bit difficult, so I think that was a little challenging, if any of that made sense.
No, actually, my next question was kind of related to what you're talking about, like as far as your, like how your personal journey, like, you know, especially navigating your identity, influence in the character you choose. Is it something that I guess, is that because you apply for different characters? I guess that's how. Tell us about that. Is it influencing your identity to be this role or that role, or how do you choose this?
So I apply to every single job I can, because again, LA is expensive.
Right.
But there's these casting websites that actors use to apply for jobs.
Yeah.
I apply indiscriminately for everything that pays. Eventually, I have found that there is a pattern. I do book the ones that are more closely mimicking who I am as a person. And that probably says more about you as an artist than
right?
the right role finds you.
I guess it's just kind of natural when you're going to an audition and then you're playing the role, but it's very as long as it's or as soon as they say, well, it's very close to you who you are, and I think that's even I've seen the major actors like let's say from Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, or Leonardo DiCaprio, all of those guys. When you see them in real life, or they were just having an interview like this, then you see, they show the same kind of character as this movie and that movie, and then the way they talk, the way they react, is all kind of aligned. So I guess that's what it is. You can act up to a certain level, but then at the end, your character, your moves, it's just showing the same pattern.
Yeah, it's all kind of just like little flourishes that you add on top of the personality that you already have as a person.
Yeah.
That help articulate the characters a little bit better. But every character is an extension of who you are. So the closer you are to the project, to the character, I feel like you have a better shot of booking that job, because the producer will see you walk in and be like, yes, that is the person, that is who I wrote. And I'm sure it has something to do with the evolution of technology also, because back when we used to do stage plays, the audience was so far away that we could kind of pretend to be super different from who we are. But now the camera's like right in your eyes, you can see emotion, so it's a little bit more difficult to hide your personal thoughts, your intimacies. It all shows up on camera. So if you can bring that...
That's another challenge, or I could say reality.
Yeah, so if you don't bring in your actual personal journey with you on set, people are going to be like, is he dead behind the eyes? What's happening? I'm sure he's lived a scene like this before in his real life. Why can't he just act better?
Yeah. Well, I was this is the same thing that I was just about to ask you. Have you ever had any challenges landing your role because of your, preference or openness to express yourself as far as, sexuality, or especially in social media, anything like that?
I would say yes, on the side of casting, I would say. Because I've played a bunch of straight roles also. It's a little bit more difficult to convince people to give me the opportunity to actually do that, because social media is such a huge influence now in everything that goes on behind the scenes, casting, directing, producing. So producers are looking their entire cast up on social media. So whatever you've put out there is fair game now. They've seen it.
Yeah, I know.
So once they have a perception of you, the producers are like, oh, I don't know if he can act straight then, because this is what he does on social media, or this is who he is in real life. But I would argue, similarly, then why are we casting the straight people to play gay if we're looking at their social media?
100%. I agree with you.
So you can't have it both
I think
ways.
it's in many cases it's kind of controversial, and so you can argue both ways. And I was going to ask you, how much the social media affecting all of these things, but it seems like you already telling me, it's kind of 100%. Influencing, but it's it is what it is. What are you going to do about it? That's the thing. I guess that's you can't play both ways, right?
The funny you can't have it both ways. The funny caveat I would argue is, well, you're hiring actors to act. Don't you want to see how they would act? Like, that's what the audition is for. Like, instead of going to social media and immediately being like, nah, I don't think they can do it because I saw them drunk on a beach on vacation. Well, call them into the audition and see if they can before you judge someone on social media. That's like
absolutely
like the dating apps now also, where you're like, oh, I would not vibe with this girl because there's a picture of her in Cabo on spring break. It's like, well, what? What if you have the same interest? What if you don't know until you actually meet this person? And auditioning is kind of like dating. So you don't really know unless you give someone a shot. So I'm just saying, give us a shot.
I agree with you. Well, let me hold on here. We're going to go and see actually a commercial that you have been in it. It's a surprise for everyone.
It's a surprise for me.
We'll come back. So tell us about you were featured in Allen Pro Cigar. So do you enjoy smoking cigar occasionally?
My mom taught me to cut and smoke my first cigar.
Wow.
I won't say what age. Just remember that we're Latino. Things are different. You know, we're Cuban. There's different ages that we find things acceptable for when it comes to, you know, tobacco, alcohol. It was all supervised, I promise, is what I'm trying to say. So my mom taught me to cut and smoke my first cigar very young. We do smoke cigars on holidays. So this past Christmas, I went back to Miami for 2 weeks to spend time with my family. And there were cigars and there was tequila. And it's just such.
How many cigars did you smoke? Can I ask? Maybe a few?
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have the exact number because there was a lot of tequila.
Right.
But at least two.
Okay. Good.
At least two, and then the rest of the night is a little hazy. I don't really remember. There's a few videos on my social media from the vacation, but it was a great time. We do enjoy cigars. It's so ingrained in Cuban culture.
Yeah.
When I went to Cuba for the first time 2 years ago, we went to a cigar farm just to see how it's made.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
It's great, and it smells amazing. It's healthier for you than cigarettes. It has less chemicals.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just tobacco leaves.
Especially because you don't inhale it. It's just like puffing it in the air. So
I did not know.
Oh, okay. So
that you don't have to inhale it when like I was growing up. So I thought I was doing it right, and I would get like really dizzy and feel kind of sick. And then my mom was like, are you swallowing the smoke? And I'm like, yeah, isn't that what you do? And she's like, no, you can't. That's why you're feeling sick. So that's why when I was featured in the commercial, I got to set and I was like, I know how to do this. I can cut this. I can light it. I think they asked me if I was comfortable smoking. I can teach people how to smoke.
A couple of people, they're just smoking, you and the other guy, and then maybe one of the girls, but then the rest of them were just pretending. But
so I was like, no, I'm gonna smoke this. You want this to look real? Let's light it. It was great. I think you even gifted me one to take.
Yes, absolutely. I think too. Okay, well, you gotta smoke it. But
it's precious.
Well, yeah, thank you. We will. I think we have this. If you shot that we were just dancing with everyone, and also we did some pictures with you and Alejandro and other people. It was just like a natural, very enthusiastic, I would say, or spontaneous act, which I really love. That all the act that happened back then. But we will have some more events, and then you are invited.
Bring the cigars.
And then we're gonna go from there. So let me ask you this question. Now we're getting to our final questions here. Any advice for someone wanting to get into the entertainment business or entertainment industry in general?
Don't do it.
Okay, thank you. We're done here. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's well, I had one professor in college where I studied theater who, and I didn't understand it back then, but I kind of agree with her now, who told us day one in acting class, if you can see yourself doing anything else at all and being happy, please go do that. Your life will be so much easier. I love acting. I wouldn't change my life for anything, but it's been a rough journey because there's no job security. It's very unstable. The challenge as an actor is the fact that as an actor and a model is that you are the product you are selling. So if you go into business, you're usually like, I make these paper cups and I'm selling them to companies. And if people are like, oh, I don't like your cups, and you're like, okay, whatever, move on, the next person will. But when you audition for a role, they're like, oh, you didn't get it because you're too short, you're too overweight, you're not muscular enough, you're not blonde, you're not whatever. That's about you as a person. So it's a little difficult to separate you as the product and you as the person. And bless the people that can figure this out very early, because I'm still struggling with it. Sometimes I'm like, well, screw you then. I didn't want to be in your project anyway. But in a very professional way. I'm like, well, thank you for your time. And then I get in my car and I'm like, screw you. So that's the challenge. My advice would be try to discover that very early on. It's not about you as a person. the producers are thinking in their head at the end of the day what's going to look best for their movie, what they want in their TV show. Are you representing the character that they envision in their head? Nothing to do with you as a person. You may be very lovely. You just don't fit that role.
That's true.
So try not to take it personally, and just keep showing up, because as I mentioned earlier with Criminal Minds, 6 auditions later, I didn't book a single one, and the 7th one they're like, you know what, we're tired of seeing you. Just take this role. Here you go. So you never know where it's gonna come from.
Yeah. So.
But make sure you actually want to do this, because it's very
that's
sad.
true. And when did you start?
I started acting very, very young. I was in the Boy Scouts from the time I was 5, and they had like an arts section, so I started doing their skits and plays. Then I was in acting classes in middle school and high school, and then I got to college. It's like, I don't know what I want to study. Everything sounds boring. Like science? Sure. Some people are very intrigued by it. I'm like, I don't know. Is this cool? The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That's all I know when it comes to science. Math I wasn't very good at. So it's like, I'm just going to do theater because I've been doing it for so long. Might as well give it a try. So I think I've been acting my whole life, but I've been in Los Angeles for 13 years now.
Okay, so yeah, like 13 years.
13 years. So professionally acting, well, no, longer, because I booked my first job back in Miami, Florida, not even here. I don't have an exact answer. I guess forever. I've been acting forever.
Well, half of your life at least, like actively, and then the rest, of course, is a process. So tell us about what is next for you in your career. Is there?
Yes. So I do have a film coming out called A Love Like This. It just got distributed through Shudder. Wow. It stars Hayes MacArthur, Emmanuel Shrieky, Joel Michaely, and myself. So it's mainly a 4-person cast. We shot it during the pandemic, so it's been a while, but it's finally coming out. And we're working on developing a new Out TV show. They really do like me. I really am their favorite. I can't thank them enough. A new Out TV show with the same writer as Laid Bare. We have 3 episodes written. It's about, I don't know if I can say this. It'll be fine. It's about the modeling industry and aging out of it, and how far the one main character goes to stay relevant. There's a few murders involved.
Oh wow!
Without
to see that.
Spoiling anything, it's kind of like a campy murder, not mystery because we know who did it. So there's no like guessing who did it. It's kind of like, have you seen the show Dexter?
Dexter, no, I haven't.
It's like the serial killer who...
Oh, actually now you're saying, okay, I've seen some of it.
He kills serial killers, which is a great concept. He works for the FBI, and he's secretly killing the people that they're trying to find because they're trying to find serial killers. So this is a model who is killing other models. It's going to be fun.
Wow.
It's going to be a good time.
Nice, very good. Okay, well, that's kind of conclude our discussion today. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
Thanks
if you have anything to say to anyone, or you have a message for the audience, feel free.
Don't do it.
All right.
I'm kidding. Live your life. Be happy. The world is crazy right now, so do what makes you happy, as long as you're not harming anybody else, and support the arts.
Yes.
Including ballet and opera.
Yes. I'm a big fan too.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Opera. Yes, absolutely. Well, thanks again, everyone. If you want to do something like this and be one of our podcasters, please visit venusproduction.org or onestoptalents.com. Thank you. Have a good day.